Now, this past weekend, they had the Valley Watermelon Carnival, and the watermelon farmers, say that 5 times fast, showed up with the largest melon contest. They showed up and showed out and broke records. And joining us today is Mr. Hal Vaughn. He was the big winner, coming in with a watermelon weighing 219.6 pounds. Hey, Mr. Hal.
Hello.
How are you today?
Doing good. I'm good.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
So 219.6 pounds. Is this your largest watermelon to date?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
How long have you been growing extra large watermelons?
About seven years now.
Do they just keep getting bigger?
I keep trying to get them bigger every year. Yes, ma'am.
So is this your 7th entry for the Watermelon Carnival's contest?
That's right.
Is this your first time winning it?
No, ma'am. I've won it 5 other times and tied one time.
What? Okay, you're a pro at this, Mr. Hal. So how do you go about growing a larger than average watermelon?
Well, start with the Carolina Cross as a seed that you plant. They're not a Jubilee. They're made to get bigger. And you have to have your soil ready first, though. You got to build your soil up. I use gin trash from the gin and sand, and you got to get your fertilizer just right. And we start in the fall of the year and get it all tilled in. We plant it in wheat, and till that back in the spring, and then we have to grow plants. And we started grafting plants this year. And a friend of mine, Alan Rogers, learned how to graft them. You graft a watermelon to a gourd, bushel gourd, and he grows them, gets the gourd up and the watermelon plant up, and you cut it at about 6 inches tall. Then you cut the stem on the gourd and the stem on the watermelon, and punch a hole down in the gourds, and put your watermelon down in there, and grow them together. The reason for all that is the gourd's got a bigger root system, and you can grow a bigger watermelon.
Well, that's cool. So
Yeah.
how long do you go out there and check on it every day? Or let me ask this, Mr. Hal. Were you trying to grow multiple large watermelons and then you would just choose the biggest one for the contest? Or was it like one baby and that's it?
I just grow them for the contest. That's all it's about. And what you do is, once you get your vines growing in the spring, you let them go out in the bloom, and you have to get them pollinated. Sometimes the bee will pollinate them. Sometimes you pollinate them yourself, and you watch those watermelons. Might help 4 or 5 pollinate and see which one gets the biggest, got the best shape, and that's the one you go with. We build these racks you lay your watermelon on, and got a cover to go over to keep the sun off. You take all the rest of the watermelons off the vine, just keep that one watermelon on there. And that's how we get them going.
When do you let it cook until the last minute, Mr. Hal, or like grow? Or do you know when's the right time to pick it?
Well, when we have the contest in August, the watermelons are not nearby as big as they're going to get. And we just pick one for the water valley contest, and I got another one I'm growing for later, hopefully up in Alabama, carry one up there. But they're not near as big as it would have if I'd left them on the vine. They've got a whole lot bigger.
Mr. Hal, how many people did it take to get that watermelon from the garden to a truck to get it to the Valley Watermelon Contest?
That's what everybody asks me. I tell them I just put it on my shoulder and carry it out. No, we got a tarp, about 3 feet by 5 feet tarp. It's got a handheld in each corner. And you get the watermelon over on it, and 4 men pick it up in the corners and load it on the truck.
Because you wouldn't want it to bust. That would be a really bad day.
Oh, no. We put it on cushions and got them strapped down and everything.
And this is all for a good cause, Mr. Howe. You guys then, once you turn in your watermelon, the Chamber of Commerce there at Water Valley then owns it, and they put it up for auction. Is this part of all what drives you to do this every year?
Oh, yeah. I was raised in Watermelon, and this is just a hobby and fun to do and helps out the community and everything.
So how much did your watermelon, which was the winner, again 219.6 pounds, how much did your watermelon go for this year?
$2,100.
Wow. Who did that? Who wrote the check for that?
Who bought the watermelon?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Abraham. He's a local dentist here in Water Valley. Bought it. He's the highest bidder, and Brandon Presley was running. They were bidding against each other, and Brandon Presley lives in Water Valley now, and he tried to get it. Abraham outbid him though. He got it $2,100.
So I read that altogether, the top three, you all raised about $4,000 for the Elliott Scholarship.
Yes, ma'am. Sure did.
That's awesome. Did you get to eat your watermelon?
No, they cut one right there in the front of the pavilion. Tommy White got one for $500, and they cut it and gave it to everybody, and they liked it. And most time the one that buy it carries it home with them, and they can do what they want to do.
That's a lot of watermelon, Mr. Howe. You need to share it with somebody. Do you think they're going to keep the seeds and try to come back and beat you next year with your own watermelon?
Well, yeah, that's what it's all about. I hope they do.
Yeah.
And we get our seeds from, I save seeds every year, then we get seeds from, we belong to the Giant Watermelon Growing Association. They send us seeds every year. And we talk to some of the big growers up north. Some of them, they get over 300 pounds up in Kentucky and stuff, and that's what we're going for.
I was going to ask, do you have a watermelon growing goal?
A gold?
Yeah.
And my goal goes up every year. I try to do a little bit better every year. I'd like to get a 300-pounder one day. That's be my goal, yeah.
So that would be another 80 pounds. I think you got it in you, Mr. Howe.
I think so, too.
Well,
you got to be optimistic about these things.
Well, I know there was a youth part of the contest, and then I think Miss Mia Ruth, she got 38.3 pounds. Are you passing on any secrets to the young farmers coming up?
I'm willing to tell them everything I know. I ain't got any secrets, and I'd love to help them out.
Well, you'll have to call back and let us know if you ever reach to that 300, okay, Mr. Howe?
I do it. I sure will.
Well, I appreciate your time. I love this story. Again, it was for a good cause, the Elliott Scholarship Fund there in Water Valley. Altogether, your watermelons raised $4,000. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do too.
All righty. I appreciate your time, Mr. Howe.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
There you go. And he won by a landslide. 219.6 pounds, took home the blue ribbon. Coming in second was 196.1 pounds by Kenny Harmon. And then Alan Rogers, 169.6 pounds. So, wow, that is a lot of watermelon, a lot of good times.